Energy be blind when you don't catch it in time. Playing a situation over in your head. Can't go back, can't rewind. It's eating you alive. Why did I question my own mind? But they had two different sides. Things wasn't adding up. Start connecting all these lies. I felt some shit was off. You could've fooled me with the vibe. Because of that I justify. But energy don't lie.
Welcome to the channel, Unorthodox Tarot. So this reading is going to be for the zodiac sign Taurus, sun, moon, and ascendant, heavy on the sun sign. So what I instantly got here was, I don't give a shit, I'm done, case closed. So if this is a Taurus that I'm talking to, if you have Saturn in the first house, or you have an ascendant water sign, this is definitely the energy that I'm picking up. For this past energy, you definitely have a lot of betrayal here. You have neglect, you have understanding, you have confusion, chemistry, and men. So somebody in the past was left like a very, very bad taste in your mouth. So whoever you was dealing with, if this was a soul tie situation that you were dealing with, this is somebody who did something to the point of no return, and it left you very mentally bound in the past with this situation. But whoever this is, they know exactly what they did to you. This could also be a co-worker, because you have absent here as well as mistakes. So this could be somebody who know exactly what they did to you, but for whatever reason they can't quite reach you. You know, maybe you got a new number, maybe you disappeared, you moved, or whatever, you just cut the connection off. But this is somebody who definitely see where you're coming from, whether they can get that out to you or not. But yeah, this is a situation where you thought there were chemistry. If not, this could also be a work situation, because you also have absent. You could be calling out of work a lot due to this situation. Maybe there's a lot of heavy gossip around the work area, stress, and you just don't want any parts of it. If this is a family situation, I have roller coaster, I have anxiety, and I also have on the table as well as gossip. So you could be dealing with a family member who is, you know, keeping up hell. Maybe this is somebody who's keeping you between another family member. You could not be talking to your family, siblings. Hell, you could just be the black sheep in totality. But there is definitely heavy emotional up and down energy with this situation. But I feel like you cut somebody off, whether that was a family situation or whether it was a soul tie. You got rid of somebody, and you're unapologetic. You know, you're moving on. If this was a masculine, I also have masculine, weights, and I also have fitness trainer. So this could also be somebody who was a fitness trainer. This could be somebody who was a mentor, a teacher. This could be somebody that you had an attraction here with in the past. But whoever this was did something that they had no business doing. This type of betrayal was just out of this world. So, you know, and it left you pretty wounded, you know what I mean? But you bounce back, because in the current energy, you have distance and you have fierce. That came out twice. So you're definitely keeping your distance. You might act aggressively, but you know, you're just protecting yourself, because whatever happened in this past situation just left you very just slighted. Like it was just terrible. But there's a confession that a family member want to make. This could be a family member who you have been at odds with for a long time, but they want to have a discussion. They feel like they kept up a lot of hell between you and someone else, or it could have just been, you know, a situation where they just did you wrong in a particular situation. So, and for whatever reason, though, you don't want shit to do with them. Like, you're done. It's like, I'm just feeling like you're moving on. And this is giving me a heavy water sign, ascendant Taurus. This is somebody who's very mature. You could also have a heavy, you can have Saturn in 7th house of Capricorn or Aquarius, or I'm getting heavy Virgo rising. But this is somebody who, yeah, you don't give a shit. Like, if this is a Taurus out here, you don't give a shit. You're moving on with your life. You feel tempted to go back to whatever the situation was, or just kind of see where you can, you know, if you possibly could pick up off on where things left off. But you know, you're too serious. Like, it's like you're just done. You see things for what it is, and you have no plans on going back. But whoever this is, like, I'm really feeling like whatever was done, it just can't, you can't go back. Like, it's like you can't even mend this isn't nothing forgivable. It's like you can move on, but you can't forget. I'm also getting mistakes here that also came out twice. So I wish I could right my wrongs. So yeah, this is somebody who definitely wish they could go back and redo things all over again. But like I said, this was something that you just can't come back from. But I definitely feel like you're not talking to a lot of people. I feel like you are in a space right now where you're very much distance in a way where, like, it's cold. Like, you have became cold towards a lot of people. You're no longer dealing with bullshit, and you're taking things for exactly what it feels, how it looks, what it seems. Like, you're not letting up. It's to the point where, you know, whatever happened in this past situation with this past person, I feel like it put you in a situation where now you feel way, way much more guarded. but it's not really like it's guarded towards life. It's just more of like, you know what to look for now in these particular people. But if this was somebody who was a masculine, I would say don't go back to this particular situation, because you also have Tempted here that came out next to Weights and Fitness Trainer, which is, if you are considering going astray, why not just opt out? It would be better in the long run. And it came out next to Ruin. So I just feel like whoever this divine masculine is, I don't really like to use the word divine masculine, but hey, a lot of people understand that word, but I'm just going to say masculine. This is somebody who would definitely do you in again. That, you know, this is somebody who's very wicked, and they're very manipulative, highly manipulative. This could be a Pisces man. This also could be a man with Pisces in the 12th house, second house, heavy Pluto in the second house energy. But this is somebody who is definitely sneaky and slick, and very, very intense as well. But yeah, like, but you just don't give a damn. You're moving on with your life, and it was a long road coming. It was kind of like a bumpy road too, because with this confusion and neglect coming out in chemistry, it's like you thought this could be something that you thought this could you actually really had good faith in this, whatever this situation was with this soul tie. But apparently everything ain't what it appears to be, so you found out the hard way. But like I said, you're moving on with your life, and picking up the pieces. But yeah, if this is a family situation, it's best that you just leave it alone, because whoever this is very toxic, very gossipy. This could be your own parents, you know, that likes to tell your business, or, you know, they don't have a sense of confidentiality about them. You know, this could also be coworkers as well. You know, I get a lot of calling off work, you know, because you just don't want to deal with it. You know, you're tired of the same old gossip, same old stories, recycled stories back and forth, and it's just causing a lot of anxiety. But I mean, for the most part, you're on the right track. You pretty much stand to yourself. I feel like in this season, you're being very cold, very distant, and you're only dealing with people that really have genuine feelings for you. You know, some people who are genuine, people who are real in nature, you know, and stable mentally, physically, and emotionally. But yeah, I'm getting heavy 8th house stellium though. And like I said, Mars conjunct Saturn, Virgo rising, and I'm getting heavy Saturn in the 1st house, along with Saturn in the 7th house of Capricorn. So that's all I have for you, Taurus. You know, keep your head up. But like I said, don't go back to whoever these people are, because apparently it's been a lot of gossip and talk about you being gone or being distanced for as long as you've been gone. Who apparently they feel like you wasn't capable or able of staying away this long. So there's been a lot of talk about that. But if you go back, they're definitely going to be tempted to do what they do again, but they're going to screw you even harder this time with no Vaseline. So that's all I got for this reading. If it resonates, leave me a like, share, and subscribe, and catch you in the next one. Take care.